Go ahead and put the carburetor back on the tractor. We now have got our situations figured out. I did install the new spring on the float. I got everything now back together. I changed out that one part. Let me see if I can get it out of the bag. Hang on. So this was the main cause of my problem right here. If you look here, this brass fitting right here, I don't know what this part is called, but this is something you insert your float valve into right here. And what that's supposed to do is that's supposed to let fuel in here and bring it to your carburetor. And you can see the old washer on this thing, it's crumbled, it's all wore out. I can tell. I can slide that ring right off there right now and see it just comes right off. And you can see that ring, it's old. It's no longer usable for anything. So we're just gonna put this, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this back in the bag, and we're gonna get this carburetor back on the tractor and put a little gas in it and see if we can get this thing to start. I did have a commenter say in my last video, if you guys seen my last video on the gas tractor, you're supposed to sit in the seat when you start the tractor. That's where I made the mistake, and what happened was I was starting it while standing in front of it, which is something you're not supposed to do. So thank you for correcting my mistake, and I will learn from my mistakes from now on. So you're supposed to sit in the seat when you start it. And also he said I did have poor lighting back there because I had to set the camera on the baler because I had to have two hands to control the throttle and the choke. And I should have put the camera in a better spot. I am sorry about that. I just can't see if that camera's rolling or anything. That's the problem with this LG phone. I don't have a way I can tell how it's videoing and all that stuff because I can't look at the camera and all that. So hopefully now I will just set you guys on that toolbox right there. I'll just put a board. I'll just set you guys on the toolbox and you can watch me start it. Maybe that and you can get a better view of the tractor that way. So again, this is a Massey Ferguson 90, 1963. This is what tractor this is. But I will get that carburetor put back on and see what happens. I also had another comment say, can you lower it under 300 RPM? And I don't think you can. This tractor is supposed to be 540 RPM at all time because the blades have to spin at 540. That's the way all tractors are. I don't think I know any tractor that can lower under 300 RPM unless there is a 65. I don't know, but I'm not sure. I will have to look that up online. So anyway, let's get the carburetor back on, and I'll actually do that off camera and see if this Massey will finally stay running this time. And I told I could set the camera up better this time too, so we'll give that a try. But you can tell the old carburetor, it had that float and that all assembly together, but on the newer ones with the kit, they have a spring that floats on the float valve and the float. So basically it's supposed to move up and down when it's running. And that's what's supposed to keep it running. That's what it's supposed to do. So that's what's supposed to keep this all running. So let me go find a place to set this camera up, and we'll get started. Put this thing back together, throw a little gas in it, open her up, see what happens. Well, there we go. We got the carburetor all back on and put back together. I had to do all that off camera. I didn't want to film it. It would just be the reverse process of taking it off. What I did is I just slide the pipe back on and put the pins back in. We got all that back together. We're good now. So I want to make sure that pin is not loose. Yeah, we're not loose. We're good. Okay. I want to leave that loose. I got that pin on there tight now, so we should be good. I think the sun is going down. I think we won't start this tractor today, but I will come back out another day, and we will start this. Now, I think that looks good now. I got everything back together again. This is not the first time I've had to take one of these carburetors off and fix it. It's actually the third time I've had to do this, but again, I'm gonna call it good right there. Got all that back together, and so now tomorrow, if I hope I'll get the camera set in a different view and see what happens. I think what I might do this time, instead of putting the camera over there on that baler, I might just set you guys right here, and then you could see all that. I think you could see all that fine, right? I think that'll work out just fine. So we'll see tomorrow when I start it, but let's hope the vibration of the tractor doesn't knock the camera off. That's the problem about setting anything on the tractor, camera, or anything. If you vibrate it on the tractor and the motor starts up, then it's going to have a problem where it's just going to knock the camera off. Then I'll have to situate it again. But I think right about here on this toolbox, I'll just set the camera up like that, and then maybe you could see all that. I think I'll try that tomorrow, see how that works. Anyway, I'm going to lock this door up, put these tools away, and call that good for now. And then hopefully tomorrow I'll come back out in another video and start this thing up. We'll see what happens.